the D.
And the host of Fab Life, of course, the one and the only.
Gracias, JC.
JC and JD.
Juan Carlos. Juanca.
I know, good thing you told me about the picture. I thought I was on the set of Iron Man for a second. I thought we were...
Yeah.
Oh, Shazam, man. Oh my gosh, that was a crazy movie.
Shazam is actually a story of a rebellious foster kid who kept on running away from home.
Yes, reminded me of my
story. There you go.
Dad and Mom
he kept on running away from home, and he ended up at a loving foster home. Mm-hmm. And then he had like a foster brother. Mm-hmm. Can I stop saying foster?
Foster?
Yeah. Yeah. He had a brother in that foster home, and he got picked on. Mm-hmm. I'm only telling you the trailer, not the spoiler, okay? And so, and then what happened was he protected that foster kid.
But wait, what if you're going to spoil the trailer for the people that didn't watch the trailer but they watched the movie? And you're spoiling the trailer. Yeah? Just like me, I haven't seen the trailer yet.
But anyhow, they have to know the premise, premise of the story.
Plot thickens.
Yes, because we're not giving away the important parts.
Okay. So, every part was important, though.
Every part was important.
So make sure you pay attention.
But not the highlights. So anyway, this guy was bullied, and I guess the powers that be, saw that he was worthy. Mm. And so he was summoned to some realm where some wizard was there and gave him the power to become Shazam. Right. Yes. So how did we like the movie?
I enjoyed it because I love comedy, as you can tell.
Yes.
So man, it is a great thing that DC is doing. It's a great move that they're doing toward this way. And,
yes.
I'm starting to become more of a DC fan now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though especially because Batman was in it. A lot of he wasn't in it, but there was a lot of mentions of it, and references to Batman. I'm a Batman fan.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about the DC movies too, where they are superhero movies in general.
Yeah.
They always small little references and cameos. They find a way to cleverly put it in there.
Yeah. You can't make me pick between Marvel and DC. Mm-hmm. All I want is a good action superhero movie.
Exactly. Why can't we have some unity?
And that's it. I mean, to me, if you go to my home, you'll see a collection of DC on one side and Marvel. I have them both. Yeah. The universe is so big, and we can share those two.
DC and Marvel, they need to hurry up and clash already. DC versus Marvel needs to come out already. I'm so excited for when that happens.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great.
So, what else did you think about the movie?
I loved it because the screen was awesome.
The screen was awesome.
The movie theater we went to
see it at the IMAX theater, and that was the first time that our producer-director, Maria, saw a movie at the IMAX screen. Exactly. Yes, and she said that she's never going to a regular theater again.
Trust me, it's true. IMAX changes your life.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm about to turn my whole living room into an IMAX.
But unfortunately, they only show big event movies at the IMAX.
I know, right?
They don't show the regular movies.
But that just tells you what kind of movie Shazam is.
Yes.
It is worthy of being at the IMAX.
Yes, it is worthy. Ooh, I love what I'm seeing. I love our
is that me?
Oh, yes.
And that you? Is that you?
Yes.
All right. And is that Shazam in the background?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Oh my gosh, goodness. That's really awesome.
All right, look at the right camera, JD. That is not the camera.
I know. Awesome.
But anyways, so back to the movie.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. It had so many story-wise.
Yeah.
It had a lot of warmth to it.
Oh yeah, it sure did.
And a lot of sadness to it too. I felt sad in one. I think that a person who has gone through a lot of stuff in their life and who see this movie will be able to set aside the visual eye candy and actually see the life, unfold.
Yeah, there was a scene in there, actually. I know, I'm glad you guys, the movie was so captivating that everybody was looking at the screen, so they didn't see me start to tear up a little. I was trying to hide it with my Slurpee.
I think that there was not a single dry eye in the movie.
Exactly. Yeah, I picked up my Slurpee and tried to cover the tear sounds.
Cover his tears. and I was tearing like I don't care. I'm a crier, so I'll show everyone that I'm actually crying.
There was a couple scenes in that movie, man. That movie was a straight roller coaster. It took us up and down.
It's an emotional and the emotional roller coaster aspect of it. Was very real.
Yes, it was.
And very grounded.
Yes, especially with that screen.
Yeah.
It seemed very real.
No, I'm talking about the emotional trauma that the kid went through and feeling, rejected and detached. And he had a certain, what do you call this, like smugness to him,
right?
And aloofness. He's like, he thought that by doing that he would appear cool, but really deep down inside of him, he was hurting.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot. Yeah, and he didn't even want to be a part of the foster family.
Of society.
Yeah, society in general.
Yes, society in general.
Yeah.
And he also encouraged other people not to be a part of it as well. That was the crazy part.
Exactly.
You know, it's infectious and it spreads like a virus.
The funny line to me in the movie is when the younger kid who was trying to be very friendly towards him because obviously he was hungry for that brotherly love,
right?
Said, if you have that two superpowers, what would you like to be? Invisible, or would you like to fly? And then he said, I would like to fly, to have the ability to fly so that I could fly out of this conversation.
Right, exactly, right? Yeah, he was very, very quick-witted. He was very smart mouth. So, But yeah, what would you choose if you could pick a superpower? Would you rather fly or be invisible? Being a superhero buff and everything like that, what would you be?
Probably fly, and I'll probably get disappointed about that later. But for now, I feel like flying, so that I could get to work really fast. Most especially if some big wig is in town and they decide to block Las Vegas Boulevard in between sands.
Exactly. Or you could go fly away and go pick up Kevon and bring him back over here. Kevon, wherever you are, man, I hope you're okay. But all right, anyways.
Who is he? Who are we talking about?
Oh, the guy that was on the milk carton.
Oh, okay.
That said missing.
I don't know him.
But yeah, if I could definitely fly, if I had a superpower like that, I'd definitely fly out here and go pick Kevon up and right over here.
I don't know who Kevon is. I'm just kidding.
Ouch.
I don't know.
But anyways, man, even back to the movie, the costume was crazy.
The costume was crazy.
It looked funny at first, but then it started to grow on me.
Oh, well, it has grown on me even before watching the movie.
Not like that. It didn't grow on me like that. Just to say,
well, I know.
It became very, eye appealing.
Quoting you, I would have told him, do you have any permit to show your guns?
Hey, Tim gets told that all the time because he didn't even react to it. Yeah? That was the funny part. I said it and he didn't even say anything. He didn't even flinch or laugh or anything. He just, like, he gets told it every day of his life.
Oh my gosh, that is just amazing. I love the fact that I'm looking at myself now on the screen and my black shirt in the middle, like it's invisible. Like
I know. I'm just waiting for you to say Shazam, and then a bolt of lightning is gonna come down.
But I love it though. It looks so cool. It really looks cool.
I know, that's a great background.
I guess my yellow V, is like a green screen,
right? I know, it's worth the $5,000 that we paid the guy to paint this for us.
Oh my gosh, yes. So are we taking a little commercial break, or? Okay, we are taking a commercial break, and we will be right back. So don't nobody go nowhere.
After these messages,
we'll
be right back. Hey, all right.
We've reached the age of live streaming
on
social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the US are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring the world to you. Inquire now.
Hello and welcome back to the last segment of this exciting episode of Fab Life.
With the Shazam
Shazam movie review.
Yeah, sorry, Shazam. Not to be mistaken for Kazam. I'm saying the 1990s movie with Shaq. Remember the 1990s movie with Shaq? That's what I thought we were doing. So.
Yeah. So anyhow, elements of surprise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
experienced
had
that
a lot of elements of surprise.
It sure did. It got me a lot of times. There was a lot of times I wasn't expecting what I saw.
Yeah,
there's a lot of times,
especially. I love the third act.
Yes.
I was not expecting that. Just when I thought that the movie was going to have, a predictable turn.
Oh yes.
It headed towards another direction,
exactly.
And it was a pleasant surprise.
Yes. You're gonna enjoy this movie, especially if you like twists and turns all in the plot and everything. Yeah, in the end, you kind of saw it coming at at the end and everything like that, but you weren't like. The movie twisted so much that you're like, man, it's no way they're gonna do that. It can't be that obvious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you're gonna enjoy it all the way from the beginning to the start.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You guys are gonna love it. Amazing.
But like any superhero movie, you just gotta make it through the first couple minutes because of course there's gotta be a storyline.
Yes.
So you can't just expect it to go straight into, an action. So get through that first 1 minute and then you'll be fine through the rest of it. But if you are a superhero buff or you like superhero movies, this is a definite must see.
Yeah,
I just love all superhero movies.
I noticed also that the story was a little bit catered to kids.
Yes, but that's how all
we are dealing with foster kids here, so it's kind of caters to kids, but also they haven't abandoned their core audience.
Yeah.
Because
DC is known for being the darker comic book,
which is like teenage boys from the age of 16 all the way up to their if you're young at heart, you're still a fanboy, whether it's DC or Marvel, and that's
or any
what
kind
I
of
love
comic book.
About it. About the villain, the bad guy of this film. What can we say about the bad guy?
I like him, but I think they could have picked a better. He did a great job.
He did.
He did a marvelous job.
Amazing job.
For that kind of villain, I kind of picture somebody. He just reminded me of more like Lex Luthor. Yeah, that's who he reminded me of. So
yeah, I think they deliberately did that. They didn't want somebody who looked like he had Herculean strength. They just wanted an ordinary guy with a lot of deep resentment towards his father and his brother.
Right.
And take that and give him superpowers, and boom, he becomes evil.
Exactly. This movie,
but it's quite sad. It's like like a tragic opera.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I actually empathized with the villain.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't like a straight out bad guy. I mean, he had issues.
Yeah.
And those issues stemmed from
there's always a backstory to every villain, and it's always really deep. That's what makes this movie so deep, is because both sides of the story, the hero and the villain, had their stories were
I
so
see why, Rotten Tomatoes gave it 97%, almost 100%.
Oh yeah, and Rotten Tomatoes, man, they are hard to get a good rating out of. Very. I've seen some great movies that I thought were like, man, they were awesome. They should have got like 101%, but Rotten Tomatoes give it to like 20.
Yeah, absolutely. And so as the whole movie is just like how I'm at a loss for words right now. But what I'm going to say is that it doesn't end in this movie, just like in Aquaman. It didn't end with Aquaman. It didn't end with Wonder Woman, all those DC movies that I mentioned. I think that I'm beginning to see a large picture.
Yeah, that's where these are
the pieces of the puzzle are
coming
beginning
together.
to connect.
That's what these comic book things are doing now. Marvel and DC, they're starting to everything's starting to fall together.
Yeah.
To finally come to an end.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So that way everybody sees the bigger picture.
The bigger picture.
Hopefully those two bigger pictures will just clash into a Picasso.
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Or much better than Picasso, even though we love Picasso paintings, but something more cohesive and not something puzzling. You know.
But yeah, most definitely. If you're gonna see this movie, man, you definitely have to see it in IMAX. Or if you cannot go to an IMAX, get 2 of your TVs in your house and tape them together. That's what you got to do, because the most part of my favorite part of the movie was when he was flying, and then I had to turn my head from the left to the right, all the way to the right, just to see them fly across the screen.
It's so funny.
It's the first time I ever had to do that in a movie. I had to turn my whole head.
He had to turn his own head.
Just to see him fly across one scene.
Oh my god.
It was awesome. Brendan Theater's again at the Palms, man. You guys are amazing.
Brendan Theater at the Palms. One of these days we have to give Johnny Brendan an interview.
Exactly.
That would be amazing.
Most definitely.
You know, we probably one of these days we need to go there and talk to the manager. And how do we grab a hold of Johnny
most definitely.
Brendan? Yeah.
We definitely
that's like super.
They did an amazing job. I thought their regular theater, was great, but their IMAX is
superior. Yeah.
Only 4 rows. It is crazy space.
Yeah. Superior. Bar none. Tim, hi.
Tim.
We miss you, Tim.
Hopefully you finish that promo.
Yeah. And also, if you watch this movie, I know some of you guys are very impatient. Don't leave immediately.
Yeah.
Because there's like I wouldn't say a post-credit scene, but in the middle of the post-credit, not towards the end, but middle, they show a snippet of what's coming.
There's actually 2.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We missed the other one. I just come to find out because somebody told me there was another one. I was like, what happened? Did I blink?
Yeah. Oh, there's another one.
There was supposed to be 2 of them. That's what somebody told me.
Who told you?
The man that we just said hi to.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. He's just messing with me, so I'll go watch it again with them.
I'll probably go see it again this coming Wednesday, and this time I'll go see it at Maryland Parkway because it's supposedly the biggest theater in Vegas.
We miss you guys.
We miss you too, buddy.
Well, at least you gave us a shout out, even if you're not here. Unlike the other guy, he just became a ghost.
But most definitely, anyway, back to the thing, man. The credits, the stuff that these. There's 2. That's the crazy part. These guys at Marvel and DC, they got you sitting all the way to the end of the credits now. It's ridiculous.
Crazy,
sometimes there's like none. There's nothing. And you're just sitting there for like 5 minutes.
And then they tricked you.
Yeah, then the moment you walk out the door.
Reading all the special effects houses that created and ILM this and ILM that.
You guys at Marvel, man, you guys are geniuses.
And I know upon reading the credits, I noticed that there's a special effects house that's always there.
Yeah.
And it's called the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
I always see. Now I'm so curious about that company. Maybe.
You know, that's why I gotta start doing all my videos too. That I edit and everything. At the end of the credits, I'm gonna start putting little snippets, so that way people actually read the credits. They don't just leave the video. They'll watch the whole.
Oh my gosh!
Because I actually put some stupid stuff in those credits. Just like Marvel and DC do. If you actually read the credits, those guys they put some weird comments in there.
Oh my god!
That's how I write sorry letters to Maria. I put when I tell her I'm sorry and everything, I put it in the credits. So that way,
So overall, I personally give Shazam 2 thumbs up. Shazam.
Yeah, and I give Shazam 5 shakas. Most definitely.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, 5 shaka rating.
Go for it.
So what's your rating for the movie?
Was a 5 shaka rating?
Yeah, but this is my rating. 2 thumbs up. Yeah.
But it's an awesome movie, man.
Not 2 thumbs. Oh, she didn't like it. Oh my gosh, she didn't like it.
She liked it. She sat through the whole thing without talking.
Yeah,
that was the first time I heard Maria not talk for like 2 hours straight. She didn't say one thing.
Yeah. No, she actually talked. She was engaging in the movie.
Oh, she was talking to the movie.
She was talking to the movie.
She's one of those people.
And
she'll throw the slipper at the screen.
There was a scene over there, and there was a girl that talked, and then she said, That's exactly my question, she said.
She was trying to interview him in the middle of the movie.
No, and the girl beat her to the punch because her question was the dialogue of the girl. What's the there?
Only Maria. Leave it to Maria to talk to her.
Yeah.
So talk to a 72-foot screen.
But it was spot on. It was right on the money.
That was a very interesting time, man. If you're gonna see this movie, you definitely got to see it on a bigger screen and the way you're supposed to see it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna see it again on Wednesday.
So that you won't be disappointed.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, just like Kevon, like when we watched Captain Marvel in not even a regular theater. It was like a standard theater.
Like an adult theater?
No.
Where you put the coin in?
I mean, okay, it was already a small screen, and you know what they did? Yeah. They only used like a quarter of it.
Oh,
and
wow, so they cropped the video?
Are you? And then we were in the back. Maybe because I made the mistake of going to the back because of the IMAX. It only has 4 rows.
So the one at the red row was like zoomed in and cropped. So it looked like one of Maria's videos on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
And so Kevon and I kept on arguing back and forth. I said, story-wise, you can't change it.
Yeah.
But then in terms of the visual experience and the sound and everything, it would have made a remarkable difference.
Most definitely. And man, I commend DC for stepping their game up because it's so hard to top. You got to be really good at superhero movies now because there is so much that has come out that is hard to top already.
Yes,
it's like you watch some of these movies. It's like, how the fuck are they going to top? How are they going to top that? How are they going to top that on the next one?
Bleep, okay. Bleep. But you know what? Well, one day when social media will take off to the skies, we're going to turn Gizi into a multi-million fantastical superhero movie.
Some umbrella corporation.
Some umbrella corp. and you know who I want to be there in Gizi is Chris Pratt.
Oh.
Simply because there was one scene in Infinity War, and I was on the floor laughing when Thor came to their spaceship. And Chris's, what's his name again? Chris Pratt's character in Guardians of the Galaxy. Peter Quill. Peter Quill was like mocking Thor, and he said, "You are not taking our pod." And then of course Thor said, "Are you mocking me?" I said, You're imitating the God man. Yeah. There you go again.
Yeah, Chris Pratt, you're a funny guy, Chris Pratt. You are very funny, man. I love the way he's so modest about it too. He got it. I said, "Oh my gosh, he's perfect for Gizi." The way you are not taking the part. But yeah, who do you think will win in a fight? Captain Marvel or Shazam? Shazam. I keep thinking Shazam. See, Shaq, I'm thinking about you. It rhymes so well, that's why.
I don't know. Well, right now, my mind is just concentrating and marinating on Shazam right now. So I'm not even.
But yeah, if any of you viewers are watching right now,
because
comment who you think will win.
Because Carol Danvers, Carol, is that you? She's my girl.
There's so many superheroes that I want to see just go at it.
No, our version of Carol is.
Looking at one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was saying Carol is behind the camera. She's actually the one editing and directing and producing the show. Carol, we love you, Carol. Do we still have much time, or do we say adieu?
Adieu.
Okay, so
yeah, it's so hard to say anything about this movie without ruining it, man.
Yeah.
You just have to.
Tia saying hi.
Hi, Tia. I love you, Tia. Hope you watch the entire thing.
Stay tuned after the credits. Don't leave after the credits. You need to sit all the way through the credits.
Before I leave, don't forget to watch my comedy, Gizi and His Frenemies, tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Okay, but it's tomorrow.
Why gotta be the middle finger though? She just stuck the middle finger up.
Oh my gosh. This guy over here is a phenomenal actor, and he didn't realize that he had acting abilities until he starred in Gizi. So I've got so many plans.
I don't know why these guys keep thinking I'm acting, but I'm not acting. This is just me.
That's the perfect thing, you know, when you're not acting and you just, you know, playing make believe and you think that it's real.
Oh yeah,
that's being a perfect actor right there. When you believe that. I know it's like you're going insane and you'll be needing a psychiatrist.
That's what happens when you grow up off of Marvel and DC comic books. Yeah, and you start thinking everything is real.
You know, when you're a kid, a kid and you're playing with a lot of make believe.
Yep. You start believing that you're a superhero and then a villain.
Yeah. I started believing that there was a giant octopus in my grandfather's yard when it got flooded.
See, now that's crazy. That's not imagination.
And then at one point I believed that I was Linda Blair. So
yeah. That is crazy. That's not there's a thin line between imagination and crazy.
So anyhow, not to forget that this is Fab Life, and I'm still all about fashion.
Oh yes, most definitely.
The movie part is just an extension of me. It's like I was telling Carol that I'm like a spider.
Well, most of our fashion comes from movies anyway.
Yeah,
it's all connected.
Exactly.
They go hand in hand
exactly.
together. Yeah.
So
pretty soon you're gonna see somebody walking down the street with the Shazam outfit.
Yes, most absolutely. Definitely.
I'm surprised the cape hasn't come back into fashion yet.
Yeah,
the cape and everything.
Yeah, probably. But
you're gonna love the cape, by the way.
But Edna Mode doesn't want capes because she said that it could shred us to pieces. Remember,
you're gonna see how it works for Shazam. Pay attention to Shazam's cape.
Oh my gosh! So anyhow, thank you so much.
Thank you again for having me.
Right. Yes, and don't forget that your best fashion accessory is your self-confidence.
Yes.
I love that. Chowder.
Shazam.
Yeah.
She